she willingly enters a dark tree hollow, knowing she may not leave for months. No cage, no predator, yet she chooses to stay inside. Together they build a living wall, one layer at a time, protecting the family before it even begins. The wall is complete. Now every meal must pass through a single narrow opening. From sunrise to sunset, every journey is now a search for food. Every flight carries hope, because someone is waiting inside the silent tree. Safe inside the nest, she quietly sheds old feathers, preparing for the life ahead. Rain floods the forest, but the father cannot stop searching for food. Even the fiercest storm cannot stop a father determined to feed his family. Hidden from the world, a single egg now carries the future of this remarkable family. Every sunrise brings the same mission: find enough food before another day is gone. Several times each day, she gently turns the egg, helping new life grow safely inside. Above the forest, silent eyes begin following the devoted father.
One sudden attack could leave an entire family without its only provider.
Speed alone isn't enough. Survival often belongs to the smartest flyer.
He made it home because every successful journey means another day of life for his family.
Days become weeks, yet the father's promise never changes. After weeks of waiting, the first tiny crack finally appears. Then, a tiny voice breaks the silence. Their chick has finally arrived. Now the mission changes. Growing chicks need protein, not just sweet fruit. The very first meal begins a tiny life that depends completely on devoted parents.
1 week later, curious eyes finally open to a world hidden inside a tree. Every great journey begins the same way, with one small, unsteady step.
A clean nest gives the growing chick its best chance to survive. With every new feather, the young hornbill moves one step closer to its first flight. Before every first flight comes countless tiny practice wings. As the forest dries, every meal becomes harder to find. As night approaches, a silent hunter begins climbing toward the helpless family. Deep inside the tree, a mother's instincts warn her that something is terribly wrong. Only a thin wall separates the silent family from a deadly hunter. He is already too late. The hunter has reached his family's door. One desperate call, his desperate warning spreads through the forest, and every bird hears the call. Outnumbered and distracted, the silent hunter finally abandons its dangerous climb. One gentle reply from inside tells the devoted father everything is still safe. For the first time, the young hornbill sees the light beyond its hidden home. After weeks in darkness, she finally steps back into the light. Free once again, she returns to the skies, where her devoted partner has been waiting. Now both parents share one mission, raising the young hornbill together. Strong wings are no longer enough. Now comes the courage to leave home. Beyond this tiny doorway, an endless world is waiting to be explored. Every young explorer faces one moment where fear must give way to courage. With one fearless leap, a new life begins beneath the endless African sky. Every perfect flyer begins with one imperfect landing. Together at last, the young hornbill follows its parents into the endless African sky.
For the first time, the young hornbill finds food without its parents' help.
One family has completed its journey, but in Africa, every sunrise begins another remarkable story. For the first time, the father teaches a lesson instead of delivering a meal. With patience and courage, the young hornbill earns its very first victory. Every journey needs water, and every young explorer must learn where to find it.
By watching its mother, the young hornbill learns another secret of surviving in the wild.
Even dust has a purpose, helping keep their feathers healthy and ready for flight. Not every animal is an enemy, but every encounter teaches caution. Today, the young hornbill proves it can survive, one careful decision at a time. The wind cannot be controlled, but every young flyer must learn to master it. Across the forest, one familiar call always leads the young hornbill back home. As the sun sets over Africa, one family rests, ready for tomorrow's adventures. Every young hornbill must one day leave familiar skies and discover a world of its own.
As night falls, the young hornbill discovers that finding shelter is just as important as finding food.
With the rising sun, the young hornbill earns its very first meal completely on its own. The wild belongs to many, and survival often depends on knowing when not to fight. Sometimes, survival isn't about fighting. It's about knowing exactly when to disappear. The wild offers no shelter for the unprepared. Today,
After every storm, the wild reveals new paths waiting to be explored.
not every friendship looks alike. In Africa, even survival can be a partnership. To survive Africa's scorching heat, even giants rely on nature's simplest shelter. From mud to water, every step reveals another lesson in the rhythm of the wild. Above the water, birds remove ticks. Below the surface, tiny fish finish the job. In nature, even the smallest helpers have an important role. The greatest lesson wasn't how to fly. It was learning to find a place in the wild. One day, this quiet hollow may become the beginning of another remarkable story. The nest gave it life, but the endless African sky will shape its future. From a tiny nest hidden inside a tree to the endless skies above Africa, every ending in nature is simply the beginning of another extraordinary journey.